Good morning and welcome to the Updgrade, where we talk about issues that concern the state, void of politics, fear, and favor. Now, I think one of the major things this government has portrayed and has promised to do is to curb unemployment in this country. And then we know of, I would say, we've heard of about 2,000 plus or 1,000 plus of graduates that are still in the house and then are finding something to do, especially when it has to do with the nursing sector and then the teaching training. Now, President Mahama has come out earlier this morning and then announced that they are going to elevate nursing and midwifery college to degree awarding status. So President John Dramani Mahama has promised to upgrade selected nursing and midwifery colleges across Ghana into degree awarding institutions. The initiative is part of a wider strategy to enhance tertiary education and significantly improve healthcare delivery nationwide. So he made this during his thank you tour to Ahafo region. And you see, first we have the training colleges has to do with diploma, especially the teaching and then the nursing training. But of late, there have been some sort of changes. The training college, that's to do with the teaching training college, now offer degree. So you don't have to do diploma and then you continue to do degree in the university. The training college offers to do degree. And now President Mahama is saying that he wants to introduce same, not in the nursing where you go and read degree at the university like nursing, but in the training college where you can do diploma. He wants to introduce degree so that when you get into the nursing training, instead of you doing diploma, you do degree straightforward. Now, it is a good call, but let's look at this. We have about 100,000 unemployed graduates that are nurses since 2020. They've graduated school since 2020. They have not been employed and they are still in the house. Recently, the Midwifery Association came out, calling on the government for employment because they've been in the house for almost a decade, more than a decade, and they are not being employed. And you see, it's very painful for you to go to school for 4 years, 7 years, pay school fees. And then after 4 years of graduating, you come back and then you become a liability to your parents, which means that school fees, has been thrown away just like that. And there have been no source of benefits from the fees you've paid for that 4 years you've been in school, or for the fees you've paid for that 7 years you've been in school. Upgrading it and then introducing a degree level to the training college is not bad, but what steps are we putting in place to ensure that after these students graduate from school, they will be employed or they'll get something to do? We can do everything we want to do when it has to do with education, but at the end of the day, what is the outcome? Because when you go to school for 4 years, 7 years, and after school you have nothing to do, automatically you become useless. And it means what you've went into the school to learn, it has come of no benefit. And trust me, when it has to do with nursing and doctors or doctrine, going to school to study to become a nurse or a doctor, these are fields where you need to be practicing each and every day. That's why from level 100 at the nursing school, immediately you vacate from school, you don't go home, you go and do your clinicals. You will do that till you complete, because those are the sectors that are very critical. They are very critical sectors, and you have to be well equipped so that when you get on grounds, you are not going to kill a lot of innocent people. So you have to know everything well, correctly, before you get on the grounds. Then after this 4 years, after paying school fees, and after doing your clinicals for 4 years and 7 years, you graduate from school and then you become so useless. Since 2020, we still have people that are staying in the house. Each and every day they are calling on the government. And I know from 2020, we know who was in power. Yes, we understand. But please, since you are in government now, you are in power now, and you've also promised, and I know you are taking the right steps to ensure that unemployment in this country is being minimized, then please, when it has to do with the health sector, there should be something about it. Because sometimes you go to the hospital and they will tell you, especially sectors that has to do with specialization. We have people that specialize in treating the nose, the eyes, the ears, the dietitians. All those people, they specialize in a particular field in the health sector. Sometimes you get there and then you have to treat your eye, your ears, your nose. The dentist, you get and they'll tell you that there is no dentist. We don't have any dentists in the hospital. But then we have dentist graduates staying in the house. They have nothing to do. They are not being employed. They've protested and protested, they are tired, and now they want to protest again. It's very sad, very, very sad. Not only in the dentist or the specializing fields, but even some general nursing. When you go, especially in the villages, the CHIPS compound and stuff, you get them there. There is no nurse around, there is no doctor around to take care of you. But then we have nurses around walking about. They've now shifted their focus into a different sector because they went to school to study, and then at the end of the day it has become useless. So please, in as much as you want to, you said you want to restructure, you want to reset the education system, and you are doing your possible best. But please, let's also ensure that immediately after school, there should be some form of work for these nurses to do, because it's very, very painful to go to school for 4 years, to go to school for 7 years, and then at the end of the day, you come back home with an empty hand. And instead of you, doing something to support home, your parents are now supporting you after supporting you for 4 years in school. You've become another burden again. And I was happy when you said they want to do that so they'll get more nurses on board, and then other, regions in the country will have enough nurses, will have doctors to ensure that they give fair treatment to this patient. That is a very good one. But is there 100% surety that after school I will be employed? That is what we want to know, and that is what we want this current administration to focus on. I earlier once said that the government is actually doing their best. They are trying every possible means. But I would say the best is not yet enough. Especially when it has to do with graduates that are still walking about mercilessly, not knowing what to do with their life. Please, let's ensure that these nurses that have been in the house since 2020, 2019, 2018, and they are still not employed, they should employ them. Because not only would they be a liability to the family, they'll be a liability to the society, and they'll be a liability to the country as a whole. Because if at the end of the day, that person should go on the streets to engage in, smuggling of drugs, then it's hitting back at the country. So please, Mr. President, this is another call. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.